Welcome to the As the Rotors Turn podcast, only on the Cartoon Helicopter Network, with your hosts Diggs, Darkwood, and Streaker6.
Camera, I just don't have the shit set up right now. I never bothered to.
I've got these little, Right. I've got these. Yeah. We're here with me and Streaker6, Darkwood, Streaker6, Komodo Gaming, and his fucking little bird that doesn't talk. It looks like it's pulling stuff out of your beard, bro.
Yeah, he's burning me. Keeping me clean. That's the only reason I keep him around.
See, my daughter's scared to death of birds because when she was like 3, a bird like that landed on her head in somebody's house, and she freaks the F out, man. We were at a Boy Scout function, and they had an eagle, and they fired up this Blackhawk helicopter, and that whistling of that motor made the eagle jump down and kick its wings out, and my daughter was gone, dude. Like, she was 10 feet from it the whole time till it did that shit. So speaking of birds, man, this Wednesday, man, July 3rd, the day before our independence celebrations.
Yep.
The CH-47 is supposed to be released.
I'm excited.
You think so?
And
Are you going to get the? Are you going to try to get the Afghanistan map?
I pre-ordered it.
You pre-ordered it?
The module. I feel like Afghanistan will come out
the
as
beauty of what you just said. Oh, my bad, Komodo.
Oh, you're good. I was just saying, like, I feel like some servers are going to step up, and like there will be some Afghanistan servers, just because of like the A10 and its role in Afghanistan, and like the role it played there.
Right. Looks like Sally's in the audience. He's in the peanut gallery. But no, I mean, and you know, Sally's our sponsor, our CH-47 sponsor. Fuck yeah, he did. And then he left.
Got shy of. There he's back.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Will the CH-47 release on Wednesday on time?
No. No, it's not going to release on time.
So you're optimistic.
I mean, I don't see any reason why it shouldn't release on time. I mean, it's not like they've never released a module that wasn't complete. They're still working on modules. You know? I mean, if they do release it without it, like with it having a bunch of bugs, people are gonna complain, but people are gonna complain anyway. That's society.
Yeah, they will. They will complain.
Yep. You can't please anyone anymore. They say usually the statement you can't please everyone, but you can't please anyone anymore.
This new mission is there he is.
Hey,
Man, you're blinding us, man. Man, I thought you said the sun doesn't come out there.
It's not. It's raining.
it's raining.
Oh,
It's raining
man.
here.
Oh,
It's real humid here now.
I bet it is.
I'm gonna put Birdie up before he needs to go to the bathroom again.
Track record.
We're doing cake and ice cream.
Okay. I'll be there in a minute. Yeah, track record.
She was giving you
Track
the
record.
look, dude. She was so giving you the look.
That was my youngest. I
Right,
gotta
she had
go
her
in and
arms
go do cake and ice cream. My daughter's
Look,
birthday.
she was already practicing her arms crossed, stare down.
Yeah. That was Leah. She's always like that.
Right. Well, she kind of looked like her mom right there.
Yeah, they all look like her mom, thank God. I was only poking fun. She took it serious 3 times.
I mean, if you see his daughters and then you see, him, you're like, man, was them the mailman's kids?
Checking on the crops.
Them some beautiful crops, man.
I mean, I got that little clone over there that's not doing so good, and I had a bunch die because I had rabbits get inside
Right.
the fence.
I gotta go,
and
guys.
They just chopped them off.
Right on.
The
Dude, rabbits are some bad mamma jammas, dude.
Yeah, they are. But man, they're delicious.
I know, but they'll kill snakes, bro.
Oh, yeah. They just grab them by the teeth and then you just kick them to death with their freaking sharp-ass claw feet.
Right? I'm saying they'll like jump up over I seen a video where they'll jump up over a low branch and get the snake to jump up at them.
Yeah.
And hang them up and then snatch them. Like they got techniques and shit. They got like Wu-Tang techniques. Wu-Tang rabbits. Yeah, dude. I'm curious. Is it going to have its own CTLD menu? That's what I'm curious about. And they said we're going to improve the ground accuracy. Oh shit! Look who's here.
The ground accuracy.
Yeah, the ground accuracy to more realistic.
It's changed
I
over.
hear you in here on YouTube. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, my device fucking.
I feel like this is the calling to finally set up my camera. Actually,
There. Can you hear me now on the?
Yeah, I hope it's
on
got
the
its own
stream.
separate menus,
I don't know. I mean,
Hopefully.
so we can like sling load fucking shilkas and shit. Actually, have it slung below the helicopter
that'd be
My-
awesome.
instead of like imaginary. Like, imagine you're sling loading the tank.
yeah, I hear you.
Okay, good. Yeah, stupid Discord changed my microphone to default, which don't pick up for whatever reason. And then I gotta figure out why I gotta change my audio around a little bit to keep up with my so it doesn't look like I'm speaking, dubbed in a Japanese film, but I'll do that some other time. I've got it set up for regular videos, but for some reason it's just not working here for the Discord.
Right.
Need to put a delay or some shit like that
I think
on
it
there.
will. I think it will release, and this mission that I just put together, now that I worked out a couple of kinks to it, I've already got a little airfield set up that's 17 miles away, ready to go in and snatch cargo up.
Right.
I just got to make the cargo blue inside that base.
Oh, right. What are you thinking, Diggs? You thinking that sucker's going to release on time or what?
Are we talking about the Chinook?
The Chinook.
The Chinook, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen anything that suggested otherwise.
Right, exactly.
But you never know. Maybe somebody doesn't get paid at the last second.
Right.
One of the ED developers, right?
Here's my thing: is it going to have hydraulic fluid leaking out?
It better. It better, or it's not safe to fly.
Is it going to have M2 Browning 50 cals in the gun positions? Look, so he said happy birthday. He's like, all right, happy birthday. Hey, give me kisses, or I'm going back outside.
Yeah, we'll invite him to speak again. There you go. Bring him right on back in. So,
look, got a drink in his hand.
No, so let's talk about the CH-47 for a second.
Yeah.
I'm not even looking forward to it coming back or being released. I haven't had enough time in the F4.
Your dad take it.
Whatever, you're dropping TV guided bombs like you fucking been doing it.
Right?
Where's it at?
Yeah,
You're
but it's
TV
so
bomb
fun.
qualified.
And I don't know why.
I figured out how to do the Mavericks out of the F4. I haven't tried the TV guided bombs yet. I don't know what to do with that.
It's pretty cool, but there's a contrast issue. And in one of the videos, they said that is an actual problem. So,
well, I mean, the same problem with the Mavericks because it locks on the contrast difference. So actually having a Wizzo to do it is much helpful to be changing the brightness and the contrast.
Right.
To get the lock from far away.
right.
Because it's hard to turn those knobs and. Well, what am I taking? You know what I mean? Like, I got to fly, control the missile warhead and the knobs. Like, it's tough.
And look for bad guys.
If you look at if you remember any of the screenshots that they've been putting on their social media, it's got really big ass MFDs, man. Like touch screens and shit, like the Apache, but they're way bigger, and there's like 3 or 4 of them on each side for the pilot. You know what I mean? It's got digital gauge outputs and shit in it. So it looks like it's the Chinook we're getting is like a fucking modern day one.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Well, has anything
Got big displays.
been put out as far as manual or anything or list of loadouts
Nope.
or anything?
Nope.
I wonder what it can. So we don't really know, huh? What it can carry or not in the game.
No, not yet. I mean, because they don't, like I was saying before, it's not their inventory system, but it's their whatever system that they were talking about. Same thing.
The
you know.
CTLD.
Yeah, basically. That they're working on, and that's not gonna be complete yet, and that's why majority of the features for the Chinook, the planned features, are not gonna be implemented because they have core game stuff they need to do yet.
Right. Well, it would be nice.
You know, and they're
We'll have
trying to
Chinook
get
races.
they're trying to get that same CTLD stuff, you know, the core game CTLD, whatever that's called again. You know, I wish I would have done a little bit of research, or not research, but refreshing of the memory, because I'm old, senile, and you know, words. But that's another thing that they need to get in before they introduce the C130 when it comes out as a high fidelity paid for module.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll be rocking Fat Albert.
Right?
definitely. Because
Right?
that's ran by Marines.
That's right.
The fuckers cheated us a rocket display.
Agreed.
Like maybe the runway has to be pre-approved to do do that, so it don't melt the concrete.
Right.
Well,
Or the blacktop or whatever it is, tarmac.
yeah, that was concrete. Ugh.
Yeah, the CH-47. It looks like it's got desert skins, maybe a green skin. You know, it's going to have the English ones.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yep.
going to be It looks to be like a good time, man.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
I
sure
don't know.
it will be.
I don't know if they're going to give us the Agogo version with the rocket pods and the 20 mics chain
See,
guns on the side of it.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what kind of loadouts are we going to be able to put on that? Or is it, you know, server mission dependent? Or
see, I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna give us the 3-door gunners, the 2 on each side and the 1 out the back, and if we're lucky, we might get miniguns on that, because it looks like right now, to start with, you're getting the M60 and 240 Hotel. I was going to say Bravo, but it's the M240 Hotel. That's grenade launcher, ain't it? Or am I fucking smoking crack and forgetting my weapons?
Really?
that's a machine gun at 240.
The 240 is?
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I gotta let these dogs out.
Like I said, I can't remember which one was the fucking little grenade launcher thing.
Like the M49?
M79.
70?
Doug,
That's the handheld.
I'm going to answer a quick question from the from the chat here. The Chinook is supposed to release on July 3rd. It got kicked from June 26th to July 3rd. So that's why we're wondering if it's going to be here on the 3rd or not. I think it's going to be. Personally, I have faith.
Well, I have all next weekend off, so we can definitely have fun with it.
Yeah. Now, here's my question with the Chinook. 2 questions really. Is the damage model going to be so chintzy that it's like the Blackshark and the Apache, to where it comes down from a couple of 7.62 rounds shooting out its engine? A and B, is it going to be realistic in the speed factor, or is the Hind still going to be the top speed helicopter in the game, whereas the Chinook in all reality.
Well, what are they? What are they in real life? Somebody do a quick Google.
If the last time I looked, I think the Chinook is actually like 10 or 15 kilometers an hour faster than the.
I mean, I would imagine it depends on what it's loaded into, too.
Yeah. I'm saying like, average empty weight,
Right. Now,
look, TFS is here too.
7.62s.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like the 7.62, taking out the engines.
Yep.
That is highly dependent on how many Marines you have on board as meat shield.
True. True.
I'm just worried it's just going to be a bigger target for those Russian missiles to shoot us down.
Oh, it will be.
It will be. But it'll be hella fun, though, I think. Did you catch that fun? Or fun? Words. Forget it. I meant pun. And I said fun. Yep. Where's Darkwood with the fucking soundboard? Could have gave me the old fucking.
It won't let me soundboard in here.
What? Seriously?
He's at work. Yeah, it won't let me soundboard in here.
Oh shit!
It said, you no soundboard.
Yeah, there's no freaking soundboard in here, is there?
It said, fuck you.
That's a bunch of bullshit.
Got the music though.
Nice. God, I thought we used to be able to soundboard in here.
Yeah, you used to be able to.
Thanks,
Got
Discord.
noise suppression on.
Thanks,
Got
Discord.
noise suppression now.
Yeah.
But no soundboard.
Yeah, and I can do video. Stream.
Man, he's got to work a fucked up schedule, doesn't he?
Actually, I can just do video in here.
TFS. Like he's mounted a camera.
That's AFK.
That's Komodo.
I'm trying to find my micro HDMI adapter.
Right.
So I can adapt it to my GoPro. But the thing is nowhere to be found right now. Say I haven't had it out since I moved.
It's all good.
That's Komodo. I remember him.
Yeah. Yeah, see?
I got Southern Comfort upstairs, but I don't think I want to drink fucking Southern Comfort. Ish.
Put it in some orange juice, have a fuzzy navel.
Right. Brings back memories from the teenage years, you know what I mean? That was a long time ago, but man, taste of that shit will never leave. Yeah.
Ever.
Ever. Fuzzy navels was the first thing my parents let me drink underage, like at the Christmas party, like Christmas Eve.
Really?
Yeah.
For us, it was pina coladas.
Really? No shit.
And they were fucking strong, dude. And then my dad was like, "Yeah, you can have. I got some tea." He's like, "Here, yeah." It was from Long Island.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Now go back to bed. Yeah, you went right back to bed too.
That's right. That's good stuff, though. I mean, unless somebody makes you
over here setting fireworks off,
and unless somebody makes you a Texas tea instead of a Long Island and hands you what they think is a Long Island, which is actually a Texas tea, but Dude, I think everything in a Long Island plus tequila.
I'll see if I can live stream. Film it. You should see, talk about like fireworks. what my brother's fucking doing, man. It's ridiculous. Him and the neighbor.
Oh,
Yeah, you told me
right?
they spend like a couple $1,000s.
Bro, they just keep upping it every year, bro. They just built like 30 more launchers and they got all the neighbors in. They're doing like 10 grand.
Dad, move your glass.
We are just all
You gotta
over
go
the
park the
place
car.
tonight.
No, birthday girl let the dog out, and I had to move my glass because she's blind and she doesn't knock it over.
Done
Oh,
knocked
it's
it
the
Right.
dog's
over.
birthday?
Yeah, I hope the CH-47 does come out because, I mean, it gives me something to do, Independence Day Eve, add them to the mission. Then I'm going to make a separate training mission like I did with the Phantom where we can just go in there and set up, learn our controls,
Cool.
and nobody can fuck with you
Mhm.
unless they're stupid and they run into you.
I mean, that's probably going to happen.
Right.
Well, Doug's asking if you think if we think they're ever going to add the CH-53 Super Stallion. What do you guys think? My thought process is probably eventually, but not anytime soon.
Well,
Yeah, if you've
but
got the Sandies.
yeah, but I believe they'll treat it like the F-14 of fixed wings. It's going to cost you points because it's big, it's fast, can carry a lot of shit, a lot of firepower too.
Right. If it ever does come out. I mean, there's a free mod for the CH-53 in the user
Right.
mods on the DCS website. I guess the damage model ain't that great in it, from if I remember right from watching a Grim Reaper's video on it. If I remember right.
I'm wondering if it's a foreshadowing of the, they put out that whole Vietnam asset pack or whatever. Is that like a foreshadow there? Like, are they working on some Southeast Asia stuff finally?
They said the dude told me because I annoy the fuck out of him on Facebook and Instagram with my comments, because I try so hard.
Yep.
And I Gen X, I give them Gen X comments. And these, they said that, I said, man, we're tired of this bullshit, man. It wasn't no battles fought on the Cola map.
Right.
We want Southeast Asia. You got Southeast Asia equipment and no Southeast Asia map.
Well, God,
What was the answer?
Right. I mean, the plane and the helicopter set is like right there, right? It's already like.
They said it's in the pipeline.
Yeah, like when Wags was saying that they have a couple of green maps that are working in tandem with Afghanistan and Iraq right now, but he wasn't at liberty to say which maps they were. Well, I was looking at that 3D mission editor or whatever, 3D view mission editor or something like that, whatever it's called again. And they show they give you like a big map of the world, and then they block out where all the maps were, and Korea and Vietnam were blocked out on there.
Interesting.
Along with all the other maps that we do currently have and or are in the pipeline. That we know
I gotta
about.
step away for a couple minutes and I'll be back in a minute.
All right. Roger that. So I do have a big feeling that we are going to get Korea and Vietnam probably, guessing within the next 2 years. Be my guess.
I hope so. I'd like to get napalm too.
Yes, that is one thing they definitely need to add for the F4 is napalm. The F4 just ain't the F4.
I don't think they can. We talked about that, dude. I don't think they can model it.
I think they could.
I don't think Eagle Dynamics has what it takes to model that, bro.
Yeah, but heat blur does.
In Arma, it looks beautiful as fuck.
Like the heat blur does.
You know, I mean, in Arma, dude, it looks fucking awesome.
Right.
The only thing missing is the heat.
Right. I'm sure Eagle Dynamics could do that too. It just take a little bit of work. I mean, look at them right now. They're, working on making the trees and the grass move and all that other shit.
They just said they're mainly working on making the ground guys shoot you better.
Well, and that too. Well, they're trying to make them more realistic. Because right now, like has been said multiple times over, and even by myself complaining about this happening, getting shot down, get my engine shot down in an attack helicopter with 7.62 rounds in no time flat. They're like AK-47 7.62 rounds is what I'm. The thing is the AI is too accurate. They got them like gunning for those major components at all times. And that's one reason why the damage models seem to be such crap. And it's because the AI is overly accurate. And that's one thing that they're working on.
Oh, shit.
Making it a little more random, like real world would be.
No. Hello?
Oh, the claws is in the house.
What's up, guys?
Not a
What's
lot.
up?
What's up with you? What are your thoughts on
Good.
that Chinook being in on time? Even though I know it's not like one of your birds that you really give a shit about flying, but
I mean, personally, I don't think it'll be released on time. The reason why is because when the Apache and the Hind were releasing, Wags was posting a lot of videos on his YouTube channels about what you could do, and we haven't seen anything with the Chinook.
Right.
I personally
I
think
said
it's
that a
gonna be
minute ago.
delayed.
true statement. True statement.
We'll see.
And as to whether I'm excited for it, I mean, not
excited?
really.
Sure you are. You're excited
I'm
to shoot down
I'm
any
kinda-
blue helicopter.
I mean, yeah, but that gets kind of like that gets kind of old. Well, you just hear me out, because on contention with the Kiowa and the F4 being released, that's like what so much of blue flies now. And like it's supposed to be a Fox 180 server where I'm flying the Su-27, and it's just like a seal clubbing fest of Su-27 versus Kiowa on F4. Like that is just like
Right.
that's a joke.
I
Should be fighting Hornets. I should be fighting Hornets and Eagles, but I'm just spawn killing like Cold War like tech from the 60s.
Well, all the
Right.
Eagles got refunded.
Well, there's
a good chunk of
there's
them
the
now.
F-15C.
Yeah, but
What was that dude's name? What was that dude's name earlier that said he hated cold claws?
I don't know. There's I
Isn't
don't
that
know.
Tornado Killer?
Which
Yeah,
50?
Tornado Killer.
Like,
Yeah.
how many?
Cold claws.
It's
That's why
Boy,
you're
that guy fucking. He said he fucking cheats.
That's why you're the people's villain there, Cold Claws.
Yeah, I don't mean. I don't.
He said
You're
that guy
I don't-
cheats.
You're the guy everybody loves to hate.
Yeah, well, I don't
Right,
have
like
any.
Ric Flair.
I don't have any intelligence to like actually cheat at the game, like download like exploits or like
Right.
change code or whatever to make my plane. I can't. I don't do any of that.
Right.
I don't cheat.
Likely story. No, I'm just kidding.
It's just fun. It's just funny.
What the hell was I gonna say before we got into that? No, senility. I lose track of.
Yeah, if
Thought
it does,
process
if it
is
does
way too
release,
easy.
it will be a bigger. I think it'll be a way bigger, fatter target.
Oh, what I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
I was gonna respond
Whatever
to
whatever server it's in, that's all they're going to be flying, and then people like Cold Claws will just come in with this little Su-27.
well, the Chinook.
Well, in real life, it's not little. I don't know if you saw the photos I put up and Sally put
The-
up. It's
the
not
Su-27
little
is
fucking
huge.
at all.
Here's
It's
what's
huge.
here's what's going to happen. It's going to be just like the Kiowa. You got all these jet jockeys that do nothing but fly jets until a new helicopter comes out, and then they all think they're helicopter fucking pilots, and then make it so that the people that actually fly the helicopters all the time never have any slots or don't care to fly that helicopter because it's so really saturated into the server. You know
what?
that's why I
You know
don't.
what I
That's
think
why
would be-
I don't fly it in contention or anything. Hardly, you know.
You know what I think would be really funny if what they would do with the Chinook on contention? I mean, it's a Chinook. It's like a huge ass like transport helicopter. So
Yep.
imagine if they let it like sling load with the CTLD 2 or even 3 crates. That would be hilarious.
Right. It
If they
should.
did that, I would buy the Chinook and I would sling load linebackers and Avengers. Like
Oh,
I
hell
would
yeah.
want to do that. Like that'll
Hell
make me
yeah.
a blue man. That seems funny as fuck.
Hell
And like
yeah.
to counteract it, they should let the MiG-29 like spawn on the front line and for red.
Well, not really. I mean, you got plenty of helicopters on the red side that are more capable as attack helicopter, you know, for fighting helicopters, to include the Helo.
Right. It'd just be a nice big fat target for the Hind.
Well,
Yeah.
the problem is like, the
The-
CTLD mechanic would be really strong. Like
Yeah,
you,
well,
you
that's
would
okay.
be able to shit out a linebacker every like 3 minutes.
Well, that's okay
If that-
because that's all right because you can shit out fucking air defenses on the red side way faster because they're less crates than you can on the blue side.
I mean,
Anything
no, they're not.
anything medium range on the red side is no less than 3 crates. You can shit out cub launchers all day long for 2 crates.
No, Cubs are 3 crates.
Are they 3?
Yeah,
They were
they're
2
3.
for a while there. They were 2
They must
for a
have
while
upped
They're
there.
3.
See,
The Tunguskas are 2.
all they gotta do is to help even that out a little bit is let the hip carry 2 crates and let the Chinook carry 3. People want realism until realism affects their fucking gameplay. That's all there is to it.
Can the Chinook lift a tank in real life? I don't know if it can.
Yeah.
It can.
Yes.
Dang.
I don't know if it can carry an Abrams because an Abrams is pretty fucking heavy, but it can carry.
Yeah.
It can.
Well, they're like
carry.
It can
like,
carry a Hind.
yeah, and it can carry like a Bradley. The old version, you know, of Bradleys before they overweighted them. Because over the years they've been overweight.
Really funny.
Yeah,
That would be
Yeah, I mean,
really funny.
like, there's a video. There's a couple videos of Vietnam veterans that flew them, and the one guy said he was hauling a dozer,
Yeah,
a bulldozer,
yeah.
and he said when he had to release that because he had to auto rotate in, he lost his engines. He said the weight of like the separation of that dozer from the helicopter when he released it. So I don't know. Dozer's pretty heavy.
Yep.
So just a quick Google search says that sling load capacity on a Chinook is 26,000 pounds at the center hook and 17,000 pounds at the forward or aft hook. I don't know.
Jeez,
if
that's
you
like
can
2
combine those.
MiG-21s, like fully loaded. Maybe 3 empty.
You could have two. You could have 2 loads on the front and the back, on the aft and forward.
It could also hold 24,000 pounds internally, and can also lift up to 16,000 pounds in really hot environments. Troop
That
capacity.
thing's a
36
monster.
people, including
Mhm.
33 troops and 3 crew members. Maximum gross
Damn.
weight 1,000 pounds.
Did they say
maximum
what
cruise
model we're
speed,
getting?
160 knots.
The G.
No,
G
it's
model?
the F. I think it's the F.
Is it
It's
the
some,
F?
I think it's like some Italian variant from 2014.
Italian variant.
It's very modern, unfortunately.
All right. Here's one for you, Cold Claws. I got Pink Cube made a comment here. Say can't wait to fly the MiG-23 when it comes out. He heard it might be ready at the end of the year. What are your thoughts on that one there, Cold Claws?
Oh, which? Nah, he's baiting. The MiG-23 is effectively canceled because it was supposed to be developed by Razbam, and we all know what happened there.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm Team Razbam in the situation, but I really want to the main reason I joined it is because I want to do a small rant about the MiG-23 because I feel like the MiG-23 being effectively canceled is the biggest disaster in multiplayer flight simming in ever. This is a huge disaster. This is basically as big as the collapse of the Soviet Union. That was a joke.
Right.
But to be serious, because the blue team has gotten 3 super new modules recently. You guys got the F4, the Kiowa, and now you're going to get the Chinook within a few weeks at most, maybe next week. So you have 3 new modules, and Red has nothing. So right now on Enigmas,
What sells? Cold Claws, what sells?
I mean it's I don't even.
That's why they're making them.
No, I think they're making them because the Russian shit's all classified. Probably because they're still using a whole bunch of that old shit. But I mean, and I have a way to solve that problem. I have a few ideas, but the point is, Blue's getting a whole bunch of new stuff, and I'm not blaming Blue players here. You have a right to fly what you want to fly. I completely understand Americans want to fly. You have a right to fly what you want to fly, but the F4, Kiowa, and Chinook are all 2024 modules. So you guys get to play modern 2024 games like Elden Ring, Helldivers, or Red Dead Redemption. These are all very good modern games. Versus Red players are stuck flying the MiG-21 from 2014 and FC3, which is also 2014 and even older, 90s. So we're stuck playing shit like Minecraft and GTA 5, which are over 10-year-old games right now, and you guys get the more fun, more modern stuff to play. Now, personally,
don't knock GTA 5. No other game has made more money gross sales than that game has.
No, I'm not trying to knock it. I will happily fly the MiG-21 and the Su-27 all day, as old as those modules are. It just the problem is most people want to fly newer stuff. I'm not saying newer in how old the aircraft was made. I'm saying a newer module. For example, the F4 is newer than the Su-27. It code wise, gameplay wise. The Su-27 is obviously much more modern in the real world. That's the point I'm trying to make. So Red is stuck using these older modules, much older code, so the gameplay is a lot less fun for Red. If the MiG-23 was to be released, you would basically have the equivalent of the F4. The F4 has that amazing cockpit, very high detailed. It's a very good high fidelity module, though. I have a bone to pick with damage model, but that's basically gone now. So we're going to be stuck flying, FC3, Su-27, and MiG-21 for a while. Though I do have, I've been going for a while. I do have a possible solution for this. I think there is actually some hope, but it'll take a while. But I want you guys to speak for a bit because I could go on for the next hour.
That's fine. The only thing I was going to iterate on is the damage model on the F4 will get better over time. Just remember that. It's only had one update.
Sure, but
it's only had one update since it was released, and that was a lot of optimization.
Sure, but it'll take him a very long time to do it.
It will.
The Viggen was broken for 5 years. The F4 I think was broken for either 2 or 3 years. The F14, and it'll take him a while to fix it.
The Kiowa needs a lot of work on the damage model too.
I've heard people complain about it, but I actually haven't had a lot of trouble killing the Kiowa.
I think it goes down. I'm talking the visuals for the Kiowa need a lot of work for the damage model, just for the visuals.
Funny thing about the
fact that nobody can hear it unless they own it.
Yeah, and
The
it doesn't
voice,
bust
like,
apart.
is very
either.
annoying and irritating. I hate listening to like the AI Kiowa voice. It's so like irritating and annoying to listen to. It's some like old man like Finnish accent. It like that's not satisfying to hear. I'd much rather listen to like Petrovich or even Jester than the Kiowa Copilot or AI.
Right.
So you got the Kiowa.
No, I don't have it. I've only I've watched the gameplay of it, and I'm just like I can't stand this like voice.
Yeah,
I do
hopefully it
think
does release Wednesday. It would be nice to have another new Helo. Because that
I mean, we
thing,
just got a new
if
Halo,
Diggs
but
is looking
yeah.
at, if Diggs still has the stats page up, look at the top speed of that model Chinook.
160
Oh yeah,
knots.
the Chinook is the fastest military helicopter ever produced. It should be much faster than the Hind or the K-50.
Yeah, I think it's like 10 or 15 kilometers an hour faster than the Hind if you look it up.
But you won't be
top
outrunning
end,
mine.
for
With
top
21
end.
or 227.
It says the 47F top speed is 160 knots.
160 knots. What's that?
Hitler has.
What is that? About 320 kilometers an hour.
Gee, that's a lot. That's fucking fast. I don't know.
But I mean, in the game,
that is fast.
In the game, you can get the Hind up to 350.
It'll start turning over on
kilometers.
you.
Yeah.
Not in a straight line.
No,
it'll
right.
turn over on you.
Get up to 300 though, cruising in a straight line.
You cruise close to the ground. You can do close to 300 kilometers.
You should be able to go over that, but I mean not by much.
Now, if you want to blow the fucking motors up, and then that Russian chick starts talking to you.
So yeah, I mean, I guess it's only 300 kilometers an hour for 160 knots.
Obviously, I'm biased, but I don't mind listening to At Gazelle Generator like all day. That's fine with me. I think it's much more pleasant on the ears to hear than whatever that old Finnish man in the Kiowa says.
I
don't know old Finnish man. You better understand them.
I swear to God, the one voice line. I don't know what she's saying, but I think it's something to do with calamari and old shoes.
Right.
All I know is they find a lot of Gazelle generators for me, so. Boom.
Yeah, and I mean the Chinook. I bet if we get it going downhill, it's probably going to go close to 200 knots,
rivaling World War II planes at that point.
Yeah,
the early ones.
You know, you can get the Huey going 175, 181 knots.
Right.
I didn't realize I was fucking muted here this whole time. I wonder how different like VRS type of stuff is going to be with the dual blades. Like, is the envelope way different? Is it just the same or what?
I do believe it is quite a bit different, if I remember correctly, from like watching documentaries on the Chinook.
It doesn't turn in Arma. It doesn't turn really fast. If you watch that clip I put up, that's me rudder. That's what me full rudder kick. It just don't turn fast.
Type things.
It does not turn fast. You know when they say when they're flying a Huey, it's a school bus.
Mm-hmm.
This mug is literally a school bus.
But Huey's not a school bus. That thing.
Figuratively, the Chinook is a school bus.
So Pink Cube
Chinook,
saying,
yeah, but the Huey.
Pink Cube
that
saying
thing is
that the Cobra Z, AH-1Z is 400 kilometers an hour plus, but I really don't think so. I'm going to check that.
That's a four-bladed Cobra.
I believe that.
That's the 4-bladed Cobra, though.
Yeah, but still, I don't think it's that fast. 160 knots, 180 miles an hour, 300 kilometers an hour. Never exceed speed
That's still pretty fast.
The never exceed speed, though, is 222 knots, or 255 miles an hour, or 411 knots. There we go. Never exceed.
See, you say that, though, about he can say that. He says that about the Russian planes, but forgets about the LA-7 that looked like it was close to being done, and the full fidelity MiG-29 they're fucking working on.
I don't care about the MiG-29, but the MiG-29 at all. Worthless plane.
It's still going to be new in the new system.
Right.
I mean, the Su-27 is just better, though. The MiG-29 sucks. It has no fuel, no data link. This MiG-29 won't even have IFF at first. It only has 2 Fox 1s. I mean, it's just crap. Like,
yeah, well,
like how is that going to compete with the Hornet or the F-16? It's not.
Well, it's the MiG-29 is supposed to be the direct competitor to the F-16.
Well, now you know how the real Russian pilots feel.
Right.
Right.
The Su-27 is
just like the
accurate enough.
MiG-29 was supposed to be the direct competitor to the F-15. Like, okay.
Right. Right.
I mean,
It's actually a funny story.
It's honestly too modern anyway. Like, I know a huge talking point is like there's not enough like modern Russian aircraft, but if they were to add like I don't know what a Su-30 or like a Su-35, whatever, some like super modern Russian crap, it's just like, I mean, that's still modern like Fox 3 garbage. Like, who cares? Like that doesn't interest me. Like if they made like if they hypothetically gave us a freaking Su-57, I probably would barely fly that because it's still modern crap. Like 50s, 60s tech is where it's at. And speaking of which, that's why I'm really looking forward to the F-100 and the MiG-17. And there's also the Sky Raider, which has kind of been forgotten. They announced the Sky Raider, but we haven't heard from it since. I think the Sky Raider is going to be very good for DCS.
I just said that this morning, a little bit ago.
So again, two more air assets. Perfect.
I'd like the Corsair myself.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the Corsair for sure, because you could probably make that work in Korea. Like we should be,
fucking red leader.
We should be wanting those planes to come out, like the Sky Raider, the Corsair, the F-100, MiG-17. They even have this plane called the G91. That's being in development. It was announced in like 2022. It's like an Italian like second gen fighter. It's like the Italian like MiG-15 Sabre counterpart. Like we should be wanting those to come because red and blue will actually have parity there. And I mean the F-100 and MiG-17, like those will be like those will be like modern planes, like code wise. Like the graphics will be like up to par, like the flight models, like the fidelity will be up to par for what the average DCS player wants for both red and blue. And plus, this will make like truly early Cold War like popular. Like my dream is one day like the MiG-15.
He has a dream.
Yeah, like the MiG-15, Sabre, MiG-17, 19, F-100, G91, the Corsair, LA-7, like all have this like pseudo.
He's over there in Inspector Gadget
environment,
right?
Like this one, like I know not all the planes served in Korea, but they're all like 50s aircraft, and we would have so much fun just using those aircraft. We could say goodbye. I mean, we had to say goodbye to the F4 and the MiG-21 and stuff, but I'm sure like the F-100 and the G91 and the F4U Corsair, like those will bring like an amazing like flavor of the month. And again, these will all be super modern modules with like modern code, which again, would most importantly for both teams will be able to experience like a super modernly made module, which is what we need for a 5 multiplayer scene. And also, like I didn't even mention, was important. I mean, this like 1950s stuff. I mean, it's more fun, and it's just objectively better gameplay than like Growling Sidewinder Fox 3 or like Fox 1 or like Enigmas, which is currently has like these stupid like rear aspect AIM-9Xs. I mean, it's so like, that stuff is so stupid. We need 50s modules.
Well,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
who's
I guess my rant.
going to be your audience
modern
to fly those 50 models? I mean, you got, the Tomcat, the F-18, and I'm only flying the F-4 because I'm a helo pilot. I got tired of pilots shooting me down with missiles. So it's either going to be new clientele who wants to fly those modules completely on their own, or, you're going to have people, like you said, flavor of the month. They're going to download it. They're going to get it. They're going to fly it for a month or two. And they're going to go back to what they like, the more modern stuff, the F-18.
They'll
Tomcat.
fly it. And say what you will about Enigma. I mean, I personally have a bone to pick with him. But Cold War, it's like the most popular server in multiplayer now. Like, not
well,
like
it has been
like,
for quite a
people will
while.
definitely fly it.
But
Yeah, like,
the fact
Cold
of the
War. I mean, Cold War isn't niche anymore. Like Cold War is like it literally is. It's like arguably the main thing at least in multiplayer. Cold War quite literally is the main thing in DCS now. Even contention,
Right.
like it's 80s Fox 1. Like it's the 1980s. It's still kind of Cold War. It's like Ronald Reagan. Like the tensions were pretty high with the Soviet Union back then. Like in the 80s. Like the 80s, like Fox 1. That's a far cry from like the modern like.
I remember my
AMRAM
fucking dad.
stuff.
Yeah, like fucking
So,
commie.
like, Cold War is still. I mean, people will definitely fly the F-100. I mean, it's the F-100. Is it like if that thing graphically looks good because DCS players love their graphics, we'll definitely have a good audience for 100.
Well, and the
I'd
thing
love
is,
the F-104. Have a starfighter.
right.
What?
I was just gonna say. I mean, to kind of go with Cold Claw's argument with like the SU-35 and all that other garbage, and ED's always using the excuse, well, we can't really do that because we're trying to make this as realistic as possible and all that other garbage. It's a fucking game. Gamify it.
Yeah, I agree.
You're gamifying everything else. You really are. You don't have real F-16 and F-18 radar in there because that would push the line and put you in fucking prison. You know what? Gamify it like you have those. They don't have to be perfect. I don't give a rat's ass who thinks that it needs to be perfect. It's still a freaking game. People, these armchair pilots.
And it's the same thing with the Patriot system.
Yeah, just gamify it like you've had to do with all sorts of other things. That's all you got to do. You got pictures of the interior. You got pictures of the exterior. That's real enough.
Pretty much.
You got what they claim the wind tunnel results are and how they react and how this and that. Gamify it. That's what you're doing with everything else. Just get us more assets. Get us more assets and quit using excuses like that. It doesn't have to be real. It's not real. It's cartoon helicopter network real.
Yeah, the cartoon helicopter network.
I want to piggyback off that.
Yep.
I'm just waiting till I can jack in like Neo.
Like,
right.
Recently, I mean, this is already kind of oldish news with the whole like the FC3, the FC3 like announcement of like the FC3 like Saber, the FC3 MiG-15, and the F5. I mean, like they were going to FC3 that, which I think is like kind of stupid because like those planes are already really simple. But on the bright side, the fact that they're making those, it kind of opens the door to make more like Flaming Cliffs style aircraft. I think what I wish we would have is like, imagine if third-party developers made like FC3 style, where it made FC3 style like planes. Dude. You'd be able to get out a lot of content out that way.
Dude.
And we already know what that's like.
How so?
And they should be.
I played a game for fucking 11 plus years with Flaming Cliff style aircraft.
Yeah,
I just upped my subscription the other day to go in there and play with some motherfuckers I was at the hotel with.
What third-party DCS developer has made Flaming Cliff style aircraft?
Well, I mean,
Ace is high.
I mean, you could do. I mean, quite literally. I mean, there's the UH-60 could fall under that they already have as a mod. The OH-6 could fall under that. Charge $25 for that son of a bitch. I'd pay $25 for it.
There's actually a mod for this.
And that's why they allow it in the game.
As long as it's core game, I would pay for it. If it was
core game, that's why they allow it in here, because they're not charging nobody for it.
Right. But I'm just saying, DCS should add those kind of modules, modules that they have learned that the public really enjoys, kind of like the assets that they just added in from the public. Hey, let's take the OH-6, let's take the UH-60, let's take the A4, sell them for $25 a pop. Now they're core game assets. If you don't pay $25 for it, you ain't got it, brother.
I've seen Sally wave.
In my opinion, yeah, he must have had to go. But you see what I mean? I mean, why couldn't they do something like that? And and of course these community mod makers kind of still need to fall under the same guidelines as any of the other mod makers for making these things for DCS, and DCS still needs to go through them and approve them and all that other happy stuff. But me personally, I think these guys, I don't know what DCS pays out to their mod makers, but I think these guys put in enough work that they deserve to make some money off these things too, because look at how many servers throw their stuff into their servers because they are good mods, and they are continuously updated.
I agree. The Su-30, there's currently a Su-30 MKI mod.
Mm-hmm.
But that's actually a pretty good mod. I'm not saying servers need to add it. They don't. I don't mean I don't know. I'm not saying they should. But what I am saying is it is a pretty good mod, and from what I've heard, it actually has real SMEs advising Indian Su-30 pilots. But I mean, but my point is, ED or a third party, you have the resources of publicly available information to make a decent Su-30 mod. I mean, no module, a full-on mod.
Module.
It could be FC4, FC3, FC4, and here's a hot take that I don't think the DCS community is ready to hear. I think if hypothetically the Su-27 and the MiG, all these FC3 aircraft had clickable cockpits that you could normally cold start, no one would know the difference if it's FC3 or not. It's just
wouldn't.
Because I imagine, that they wouldn't. And the FC3 hate, it's honestly pretty stupid, because the F-16 and F-18, they have they have bullshit meme baby radars as well. It just FC3 gets hate probably because it's Russian, and you can slightly do it with 2 buttons.
I mean, I guess I don't. I mean, I've got the F-16. I don't know it at all, really. So because I never fly it. But I'll tell you what, flying against it in a fucking Gazelle and hiding behind terrain and shit, they never lose lock. Never. My RWR never shuts off as soon as they ping me the first time from fucking 60 miles away. And it doesn't matter where I'm flying. I can fly on the opposite side of a hill. I'm not saying a mountain, but a hill, and 2 feet off the fucking ground, and they're still picking me up. I don't find that as very realistic. So it's just like the real thing. I don't find that as very realistic. Me personally. It might be.
He said it's just like the real thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just the real thing.
So
you can hide behind 7,000 feet of concrete, and you're fine.
Right. And I mean, unless I fly behind a mountain for 3 minutes, my RWR never shuts off. It's always tracking them. I understand it takes a little while for my RWR to, not have the radiation anymore, but 30 seconds, a minute or whatever. But when it comes to the F-15C, everybody says that's a meme radar fucking thing. I lose helicopters constantly. They blip in and blip out, and they're not even turning, dodging, nothing. They're just blipping in and blipping out.
The F-15C radar is really easy to notch. I mean, it's great. Yeah. It's comically easy to notch. Like
any blue radar is.
Well,
maybe not the F-16 or the. Yeah. But when it comes to the Tomcat, and the fucking and the F-15C, I know, those things.
No, the F-14 is actually hard in pulse Doppler STT mode. That's pretty hard to notch, and so is the Hornet. Those are hard to notch. The F-15C is like significantly easier to notch than the Hornet and the Tomcat.
Well, I actually got it set up in my settings now with the F-14 for him to switch over to post Doppler automatically when he needs to, instead of me telling him to. So that has been helpful.
Like I'm pretty sure the missile can still miss.
It does. But at least
you're still being locked the whole time by radar.
At least he isn't constantly saying, they lost lock.
Well, I mean, he should be, because that's what would be realistic. But what I mean is DCS, and people will try with FC3.
Oh, trust me, he still doesn't hold lock very well. I mean, he loses lock in post Doppler too, but just not as easily. What's up, dads?
Well,
chat.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
That comment in the chat was funny.
What was the comment? I can't see chat. I'm on my phone.
Something that doesn't interest Cold Claws? Question mark. That's new.
Yep, that was quite a while ago.
I'm guessing that's a reference to the Chinook.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha, Hutch. Now I get it.
I mean, the F-16's a red aircraft, Cold Claws. Just go fly contingent.
No, it's not. It's just on the red team. It's not actually a red aircraft.
There's red countries with the F-16.
Yeah, same with the F-14.
Yeah.
They're American-made planes. It's not truly red.
People know what's good.
Right?
Right. It's easy to make. I mean,
bro, I'm telling you, look, man, look.
Because their garbage stuff is.
I'm just gonna say it like this, Claus. I seen the motherfucker firsthand, bro. You don't want to fuck with it.
Fuck with
you
what?
know what I mean?
What are we talking
F-16.
About? No, I'm not denying it's bad. I never said any of the blue modules were bad.
I mean, one went overhead at like 100 feet off the ground doing 724 mile an hour.
I've seen the Blue Angels in their Super Hornet just basically hovering at an air show. And then the blue shit's really cool.
Dude, we've seen them blow apart. We see them come together in an overhead turn and then fucking break out. It was bad. I'm saying the F-16 demo team was there, and this dude went from 724 mile an hour across the ground to it was 25,000 feet in fucking no time. It was 20 seconds this dude was up there. So, I mean, you can't fuck with that aircraft, man. It's just, you can't. You can't.
I mean, no, yeah, I have no doubt that the American teen fighters are very powerful. And the point I mean, I was just going off from like how none of the modules, like the new modules, are red modules in DCS. Probably because
but they've been updating the Hornet and the F-16 with new shit. They just redid the pilot in the F-16.
The F-18 can now enter like deep stalls, just like the real one.
Yeah, but red doesn't get anything cool. Like I said this like 30 minutes ago. How like
that's what they got, man.
No, it's
just paint your F-18 whatever color you want.
The MiG
red.
The MiG-23 is an old, crappy, outdated aircraft, but if that existed in DCS, it would be like a modernly coded aircraft, which would be very good for Red Team. Because right now, Red just
it would just go real. It would do just like dude from Constant Peg said it did. It would go real goddamn fast, and it wouldn't turn worth the fuck.
Yep, and you're getting the MiG-29 with the updated coding.
Yeah,
right, I said that. Getting the full fidelity the Fulcrum.
Yeah, we need
the only thing
we need the MiG-25 Fox bat, man. We need the Fox bat.
That would be awesome. That would be really cool. And the MiG-25 would be a very popular plane. Like Red 4 would become. I mean, like right now, Red 4 and DCS is just like a cult of like edgy like teenagers and like guys in their like early 20s like me. Like Red 4 is just a cult of like young like edgy internet trolls. It's not like a serious faction.
He said edgy like this is West Side Story shit, bro.
You can't speak the E word
fucking
anymore.
edgy. It's edgy.
Fucking edgy.
It's edgy.
But like the MiG-25 would hypothetically like. I mean, the MiG-25 would honestly like suck in DCS. That thing, I don't think that thing could even break Mach 1 until like 3,000 meters or something, and combat happens well below there. But the MiG-25 is such like an iconic aircraft that a lot of people would play it. Like the F-4 is really popular, but the F-4 sucks compared to the F-16 and F-18. Like it's just an iconic.
You can't really call that, you can't really call that an iconic aircraft because it's not still flying.
MiG-25.
I'd fly the F4 or the fucking Tomcat all fucking day long if you could get them to compete against. Well, I still do. I don't really give a shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm not a meta player.
A role I would love to see in DCS would be an actual true reconnaissance role. I know that Enigma has some like scripts and stuff to make it.
Oh, like a U2 spy plane or some shit.
But like a
U2 spy plane or
something, or an SR-71, and you could do it where you just fly over the map at such an altitude, such a speed, and it takes photos of the whole area. And when you land, it updates the map and shows like what all the camera saw.
Right.
So you can actually see marked targets.
True.
Like the spy plane?
It wouldn't obviously continuously update. It would only show where it was like last known. But I think that'd be awesome.
You mean like the spy plane, like the
U2 or the SR-71?
Man, if they had the SR-71, dude, it's fucking game over. It's gonna be everybody going Mach fuck you.
Right.
A hypothetical MiG-23 or MiG-25 would turn Red into like a legitimate faction that isn't just played by like internet trolls. People would want to play Red. I don't think the MiG-29 will actually do a whole lot because the MiG-29 will it'll just be a FC3 MiG-29 that you can cold start.
Dude,
like I don't.
You
see
play okay. So first off, you play Red. You're speaking like you've got what I like to call you've got an Enigma-based opinion, just like he does. This motherfucker be trying to tell people how to fly blue planes when he's a red plane pilot. Such as you a red plane pilot, mainly.
Right, for the most part.
When I GCI in the fucking Enigmas, and I call out that there's a MiG-29, it's like somebody turned the light on and the roaches are running. These motherfuckers break camp. They're like, shoo,
Like
They are
away from
gone.
the MiG-29 or to the MiG-29?
away from it.
Cooter,
But there's
Cooter
like
says
one or two bad man pajamas that'll fly a F5 right at it and shoot that motherfucker down too. So I mean, but they mainly run for the hills.
Well, where Hutch is concerned on the chat, Enigmas does have limited CTLD. Limited.
No, it doesn't. It has a 0. I mean, troop drops, I guess, but that's not
Yeah,
CTLD.
It's CTLD menu. You know, it is limited CTLD. That's why I said it's got limited CTLD.
What
Where
does CTLD
Cooter's
stand for?
concerned, he said people would be like would like the Fox bat until they learned it turns with the finesse of a brick. Because they all want to get into turn fights at all times and dogfight is basically what he's saying, and that's what players want to do.
The
They
F4
don't
like
like
a
the
brick.
boom and
I mean,
zoom, fire from 20 miles away, turn and run.
You
The
got
shit that those things were made for.
the F4 turns like a brick. Well, at least
It
by
does.
most players, it's flown by.
Well, I have a real training video from real time Air Force training video that shows how you dogfight in a 2 and a 4 plane situation. How you spread, just how the one guy goes low and gets the other guy, and then you come back in. It's pretty sweet maneuvers. But I mean,
Well,
I hopefully we're gonna have Chinook races if this shit drops next Wednesday.
I hope it does. But again, it just I mean, I hope it does because again, I mean, new content's always good. DCS needs new content because there's like content in this game. But
I don't think you were saying that you were saying that the brand new is going to wear off and these people will be back to doing what they normally do. A lot of these guys in the Helo Hounds Discord, man, they're like totally stroking the fucking Kiowa so hard. Like I seen this dude, the dude in the audience right now, TFS. I saw him up there like stroking it.
The Kiowa is so much easier to kill than any other blue helicopter.
Well, hell, TFS is down in the peanut.
Yeah, but he's at
gallery.
work.
Oh, is he in? Oh, that's why he didn't.
Yeah, he's
that's why we
fucking
don't
working
have
a
him.
Saturday night, man.
That's why he isn't. Yep.
He
Yeah,
can
so-
type in the chat though.
Yep. Exactly.
Where'd you get a job at?
Who, me? Oh, I'm a beach lifeguard now.
Attaboy.
Yeah,
he's out there showing off his abs.
Right. The hook. What's the hook waiting room, Bob? You're working at the gym, huh? Yeah. See, and I'm in one of them situations where I work where I can't leave work early Wednesday to come download the Chinook. Get the update. And and start getting the mission ready. I have to work till fucking a certain time frame, or they won't give me the paid day on the 4th.
Right. Training's
Because they're fuckers like that. Hell yeah, working sucks.
My first paycheck, they took like $155 of my paycheck for taxes. That hurt, man. As someone who's never worked before, that hurt. That's almost a whole day's pay for me. Like,
right.
Damn.
And it's like
Damn.
2 weeks. Fuck.
Yep, nobody fucks like the government does.
That's right. Government be fucking you hard.
They've been doing it since shortly after 1776.
And it's not Joe Biden and his people. It's the local government that fucks you the hardest.
Oh yeah. Fucking
Bro, I get taxed locally for the state for one. I get taxed $28 by this one municipality. So every week I sit around for 1 fucking hour to get my money's worth. And do nothing. I just sit in the fucking van for combined 1 hour total.
Jeez.
My tax hour. Oh, bro, there's a chart. You give them 100% a week. Monday is 11%. Tuesday is 23%. Wednesday's like 34%. Fucking Thursday's like 20 something percent. And then Friday's 5%. So it all adds up to 100.
Nice.
That's how you fucking do these. You know, you got to listen to that dude off of that Indian dude. What the fuck's his name? The Hook. Oh, you heard the Chinook was called the Hook.
Red Leader, he says, welcome to the real world, and time theft is not a joke.
Here, let me see if I can.
Oh, I hear,
Yeah,
I hear that.
I have been living in a bubble for the past, 4 years.
Right. Well, is the Chinook called the Hook?
I don't know.
Bro, there's a effing video, man, of these British dudes, these British dudes in the Chinook doing this display, and it is ridiculous, man. They got it on like the front wheels going backwards down the runway. And then dude stops, and then he brings it down, and then he puts it on the back wheels, and he goes forward on the runway, then he backs up.
Yep.
They do they do this fucking quick downward spiral maneuver, like, oh shit, we're getting shot at, and like get the fuck out of dodge maneuver, and he brings it down to a dead stop right above the fucking runway, man. It's really crazy.
Yep.
It's a crazy video. I want to be able to do that with it.
Yeah, and
I mean, what else can you do with it?
If they do it right and you practice, it should be completely viable to do that. You know what I mean?
TFS says, from the Peanut Gallery, TFS says, I'm listening as often as I can manage. I'll type when I can. I love the Kiowa. My first helo, I'm learning with offensive capability rockets from range. Maybe Streaker can teach me the Gazelle next.
Freaking Gazelle. I love that thing.
Yeah, you just have to go get a 6-pack of Mountain Dew and chug it. And then run up and down the stairs 3 or 4 times, and then sit down and start flying the Gazelle.
Or just one rock star.
I just did the math.
Yeah, go for it.
I just did the math on if you take a 10-minute dump every day at work, by the end of the year, you just got paid for a full 40-hour work week to take a dump.
Oh, that's a fact. I've been knowing that.
That's 5 days a week. Well, that's assuming you don't, take any vacations or whatever.
Right.
That's per day.
Nice. Yeah.
Every now and then, when the boss ain't around or something like that, you might be able to squeeze in a good 15-minute dump.
Oh no, dude. I mean, I take an extra 20 minutes around to the house I have to work at, or wherever I'm working at. Fuck them.
Now you sound like a county worker.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. The only thing missing is 4 other people watching me do it.
Right.
Gotta have those shovels to lean on.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a state job, son.
Yep.
If it was one of them city jobs, it's only 3 guys.
Yep. 7 chiefs, 2 Indians.
Yeah, we'll have it'll be Chinooks for days. I think Cold Claws is right as far as people going back to what they normally do when the Chinook is concerned. Because you can't really offensively do anything with it besides run into people.
Right. Well, you can use those shooting 60 gunners out of the after the sides.
See, the Chinook we saw at the air show had a fucking M2 Browning 50 cal in the back.
Well, we all know that 50 cals in any game are less. They're more like 4 more like shooting 9mm rounds at something in game.
Not in War Thunder.
Well, they are in DCS.
At the
In
museum.
War Thunder, they set everything on fire.
In the museum, Darkwood comes around the corner. We kind of run into each other, like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "Yo, you see the Chinook over there? I saw the Chinook over there." I was like, "Oh yeah, sweet." He's like, "I didn't get on it though. You know why?" I was like, "Why?" He said, "It wasn't leaking hydraulic fluid."
World War II 50 cals, like the Jet 50 cals in War Thunder suck. Like those suck. But in World War II, the American planes fucking set everything on fire.
Yeah. Well,
those suck.
They do. I mean, in War Thunder, they do, and even in real life, like in the Korean War, people like American pilots would say like, "Oh, I would unload my 50 cals in the MiG-15s," but they would like make it home. Like the Korean War is the reason why we stopped using 50 cals in jets. I mean, in fighter planes.
TFS, dude. TFS. I've got that in my Arma game, man. I set up. I can put you in a go-go. Just say the word. I put up video footage of it, man. They shot like fucking 9 missiles at me. It was crazy. But it had 20 millimeter chain guns on it, and it fucking lit the village huts on fire. As soon as it hit the village hut, the bitch was burnt up. Right? Yep, just like that. Just like in the fucking chat, just like that.
Yep, I just finally put the chat up on my stream. Finally opened up the chat.
Bro, you can have that in Arma.
We're inside the Discord here.
And don't forget that the Agogo Chinooks had a fucking 40 millimeter grenade launcher in the nose that the co-pilot fucking used. Like doop 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 doop, fucking blowing shit up. Those things were wicked, man. Fucking look, that one's got the M2 on the side. The 50 cal that wouldn't do any damage in DCS. You think them will be on the coupe though? Like the coupe 90s, coupe 80s, maybe? You playing there, Claus?
No, I barely even play on contention anymore. It's just Enigmas or contention for me. And then I'm playing on contention less and less now.
So what? You're on Enigmas again?
Yeah.
Where can we? Yeah. Where can we find you at, Claus? Where are you playing at?
Enigmas, what?
Yeah, because that dude's like, I said, I mentioned your name, and he's like, I fucking hate that guy. He's a cheater. This shit was so funny, man. I was like, I said, you know, he's in this Discord, right? And then he stopped talking shit about you.
I mean, he can.
It's like, don't fuck around and find out. I'll invite him in here.
Right?
We'll discuss
People can
it.
say what they want. They can say whatever they want about me. It's just I might say something back. Well, I probably will.
You're just the.
Well, no, he said his main complaint was he said he uses JTAC to see where people are, and then he goes and kills them. And I'm over here laughing my ass off like that's what I fucking do.
Yeah,
I mean,
except for everybody in the channel.
Yeah, who
I use red JTAC, and then I hop into a red plane. Like, and even then,
like anybody else does.
Switching,
just like anybody
JTAC
else
switching
does.
shouldn't even like. Yeah, but and even then,
I'm honestly
JTAC switching shouldn't even matter that much because
my plane explode out of nowhere because I didn't know where anyone was.
JTAC switching matters. JTAC switching matters when you have ground forces in play, and then people just search that to find the ground forces.
Which Enigma doesn't have anymore on JTAC.
Right.
On contention, yes, JTAC switching is like a very big problem. Well, almost a problem. I don't think almost do it a lot, but on Enigmas, like, and like the JTAC like sees everything now, so it's just like whatever. Just hop on JTAC and go on a plane. It's not cheating. I mean, I think it's stupid. I think JTAC should be like removed. I think it's stupid that like Cold War servers get like a data link that is better than modern shit. Because as soon
I
as
know
you
it
like,
was just.
I mean, I guess
I
it's
didn't mean to
fun
go
or
in a whole
whatever.
dealio about it, but I'm just. It was just funny to me that I've guided 5 or 6 Helo Hounds toward your position on numerous occasions,
Oh yeah, that was.
and
Yeah,
then
October
he's accusing
5.
you of being a cheater for doing it.
Hmm.
You
All right,
know,
so
I
you guys
mean,
have-
and then you go get in the jet and come find us.
the
Right.
revenge kills. Those feel really good to do. They're so satisfying.
Right?
So Elite in my YouTube chat here is asking if we can all pray for the legendary sim player Mark DeFranco as he was injured in a kayak accident and is in a coma. I mean, sure we can. I mean, but
Wait, who
honestly,
said
I
that?
don't,
Wait,
I
who
don't,
said
I
that?
don't
Wait,
know who it is, who that even
I know,
is.
I know.
Mark DeFranco.
Mark DeFranco is a very dear friend of mine. Wait, someone's they're trolling. He's not in the coma. That's wait, who said that? What was her name?
Elite.
I don't know. I mean, that has to be a joke. I hope there's no way that's a thing. Because if he was in a coma, who would tell him that he was in a coma? Because I don't think. I mean, like I know him, so who would? Like who of Mark's IRL friends would tell the Discord? But
I don't.
I hope he's not in a coma.
Right, because then you look like a jackass.
He's a friend of mine. I
Oh,
know
that's
him.
tough to
Well,
hear,
shouldn't
man. If
Well,
he is.
hopefully-
Shouldn't you
he
find
isn't.
out
I
what the
mean-
deal is? As
Right,
a friend of yours, you
I
should
ain't
be able
getting
to
in
find
a
out quick
kayak.
enough, right?
Yeah. Text a couple of your buddies, find out that are mutual friends.
We're not in the same Discord anymore, but because like Mark and I we used to be in the same. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
Now you got to join. Now you got to go to Heat Blur's Discord.
Yep.
I'm banned from there too. I barely even said anything, and they just banned me there. They hate my ass.
And yes, Doug, they are adding
Look,
the C130 as a full fidelity module at some point, and I'm pretty sure that the Spectre gunship is a version that they are going to have available for it. Whether it's right away, because damn well it'll come out early access, pre-order, wait 9 months after you buy it, that kind of deal. Even though it's supposed to come out within the next month, 1 to 3 months. Okay, go for it.
What they're doing with the C-130 is they aren't actually making the gunship, but not all hope is lost. What they're doing, they're going to make the normal C-130 yet, and if enough sales, like if enough of the C-130 is sold, then they'll make a gunship variant.
Oh,
but knowing how long it's taking them to make the C-130, imagine how long imagine the C-130 releases next year. Then it'll be another 3 or 4 years to make the gunship variant.
Yeah, the C-130 community mod which is made by the same people that are developing the high fidelity one. It has the Spectre gunship variant.
Gunship
you want to try,
pretty cool.
Yeah, if you want to try the C-130 out for free, just go to the community mods, download it, put it in.
How old is
got
the C-130? Or at least the gunship. I'll look that up.
The Spectre gunship would be nice.
I mean,
Well, you know what was funny, man? When we were at the museum, me and Sally are standing there in front of the. It was the call sign of the gunship was Ghost Rider.
That's my understanding. Yes, Cooter. So go ahead. Sorry.
And it had a big ass fucking Ghost Rider on the side of it, and it didn't have the 105 mounted in the side of it, but it had 2 Bofors 40s mounted in it, 2 miniguns, and then in the back was 2 Bofors 40 millimeter. And Diggs walked around on the side of it. He didn't even notice that shit, man. It's funny how the museum gets you, man. They'll distract you with one thing, and you don't see that.
The AC-130 is it's a 60s aircraft, so I could see it you would have to like get rid of the MiG-21. You have to get rid of the MiG-21's radar missile because like it would have no chance against that probably. Like imagine like because like it could fight like MiG-21s, MiG-19s, and MiG-15s, like and MiG-17 eventually with like this the super broken DCS gun AI, and it'll flare all the missiles, it'll flare the heat-seeking missiles, and it might actually be like a challenge for both sides to kill the fucker, because like they say 130 again. I mean, I'm assuming it'll have a lot of guns to protect it from a very far distance, radar guided hopefully, and and then the red planes will have to gun the AC-130 to bring it down, so they'll have to get close.
Yeah.
Like because we've seen what the MI8 gunners can do.
Okay, but will we be able to put a Chinook and a CH-47 inside the C-130?
I don't think that's not a problem. The Chinook is releasing with like no like logistics systems, like no improved logistics systems.
Right. That's what I was trying to think of before. The core logistics for DCS. They're trying to get it their own CTLD basically in there into the core game.
What does CTLD stand for?
Something logistics freaking something.
It's fine. The Chinook just shitting out linebackers and Avengers that's enough. That's enough logistics for me. That's funny enough.
Yeah, well, man, I wonder if they do put it in the Chinook and Enigmas. Man, you'd be carrying a lot of special forces.
It stands for Complete Troops and Logistics Deployment.
I see. Good to know.
I googled it.
Yeah. So ED
his Google foo is strong.
Yes, I'm a Google master.
I remember Casmo made a video saying how one feature the Chinook should have is to deploy as a fat cow FARP or whatever.
Yep.
So
and
hopefully
that
I don't think
that
he's listening to that though.
That is coming. That's part of the plan. However, it's not going to be in early access, and part of the being able to do the fat cow is dependent on their new logistics system that they're implementing into the core game.
Yeah, that and shoot you down out the sky better.
Yep. So yeah, that a lot of the things that are dependent on making the Chinook whole as a full module are dependent on a lot of new core game mechanics that they're adding in. And I think they're trying to have the logistics system in by sometime early next year, I think is what they're trying to do, if I remember correctly. Might be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to make it this year.
Nothing. Well, we did get a lot this year, but
yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah, we did.
Crazy optimistic.
No, and then like me and Darkwood were talking earlier, he was saying, there's a lot of modules that came out this year
in a short
period of time. And why do I think it's that? The reason I think it's that is because all these have been in development for quite some time and just happened to start popping at the same time. It isn't ED trying to force extra cash into their pockets or nothing like that. It's just these modules were getting completed at near the same time. I that's my thought process on it. I don't think it had anything with them
well,
trying
and then
to
you
infuse funds into
hear all
account.
you hear all this talk about somebody getting a loan to buy aircraft, real aircraft, and then all of a sudden, Razbam says I didn't get paid, we didn't get our monies, etc., etc., etc. And then all of a sudden the Chinook's getting released, like, oh, it's here we go, it's almost ready. I think that shit's been ready, dude. I think they've been sitting on that.
No, I mean, even when I was watching the Mover and Gaki show, and they had Wags on there, Wags had said that the Chinook was pretty far in development, and that was January or February when they were talking about that and the Afghanistan map. It was shortly after the 2024 and beyond trailer that they had that. So,
right.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
I think in the past year and a half, I think they put out all these new assets and stuff because next year sometime they're going to have like the new Southeast Asian map, and it's going to have the greatest dynamic war campaign ever made on it. I'm being a little sarcastic. That would be
right. It would be nice.
I don't know. I am, it could happen though, right? They put out all these fucking Vietnamese assets, all the different airframes in the past 2 years that are that era. So, and
they're getting smart and starting to use community stuff, and implementing it into the core game. And hopefully the dude that made that stuff, they, paid him a pretty decent little penny for his assets, to add to the core game. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, regardless of how good you are at doing it. It's
comrade,
still a lot
either
of
you
work.
finish this or we kill your family.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe you get fuck. I mean, I would be happy if I was making shit like that, if they said, you know what? Every time we have a new module come out for the lifetime of this game, we're just going to give you a free one. I would be happy with that. It's really not costing them any money.
Right.
But I would be happy with that because guess what? I was making this shit for the community for free anyway. You know what I mean?
Right. I gotta take off, fellas.
All right, Roger that.
All right, man.
Have a good night. Good talk.
Yeah, you too.
Later, man.
Later.
I think ED should make the A4 like a free module that comes with these, a free mod that comes module that comes with DCS. So you would get the Su-25T, the P-51, the TF-51, and the A4. So it comes with 3 free aircraft instead of 2.
And they need a helicopter in there too, so either throw the UH-60 or the OH-6 in there also. Because that's what they're lacking on is a free helicopter.
Yeah, that would be cool. But they realistically could make the A4 like a free included like mod, and they wouldn't lose any money.
Yep.
If anything, they would probably gain money, but
right,
whatever.
Well, I mean,
a lot of this stuff just needs.
But their business model has changed, man. They took away the first time buyer half off in the cart deal.
Did they?
Fuck yeah, they did.
No, I didn't even know. They
took away. Now they make you fucking double verify, authenticate your account to get to trial some shit, but not to buy it. They're just.
It's a good thing I got my buddy.
Just all about it, man.
To buy in when he did then, because he got all that shit for half off.
Right, and there were several. I know a couple people that have done that. After I told them, they were like, "Oh, really?" And the stream, and then they went. We talked. Me and Bluepist knew the guy from his stream, and then he come back in the channel. He's like, "Man, I bought everything for 2,200."
Right.
Euros. I'm like, man, that's pretty fucking good, man.
Right.
he's like, it'll take me 10 years to play all that shit.
That's
I
like
was like, it'll take you a year to update it.
that's like what I got into frickin' Star Citizen. Fucking God damn it.
Right?
God damn it. But I did
I
sell
mean,
off half
you know,
my shit though, so it doesn't look like I have $2,200 worth of shit anymore.
but the CH-47, man, I'm glad that Sally bought it for me.
Fuck yeah.
That
was awesome.
Probably at this point, because of the money I put into my Jeep project, I probably wouldn't have been able to buy it, and he knew that, and he bought it anyway.
Right.
So I'm gonna make a submission, a practice mission, and then the mission for Saturday. If you want to get in on it, Cold Claws, it'll be F-16 work.
I don't own the F-16.
Well, it'll be Huey's.
Yeah, that could work. I have the Huey.
That can work. I've got the Huey.
There's friendly Hinds. Captured Hinds.
Great. Huey's. Well, I don't know. Nah, the F5 is probably my favorite blue module, but the Huey is certainly my second favorite.
Well, I'll put an F5 in there if you want one. I'll put an F5 so you have something to do.
Give me I'll fly whatever. I have modules.
All right, so Doug's saying, what do we think of the Bosnia map? Is that the Caucasus map?
They're making a Bosnia map?
Wouldn't that be like the Caucasus map?
No, it would be Balkans.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You know, what do you guys think of a Bosnia map? Yeah. I'd be more than happy with having a Bosnia map in there too,
I'd be happy for any map, really. Give us the Kamchatka Peninsula. I'd be happy with that. It's just we need high quality maps, not this cola crap. We need that company that made Syria to make another map.
Yeah, what?
Like
Onrutech. Yeah,
I think it's like Ugra Media or something.
It's a weird name.
Did you say Sinai or Syria?
Syria.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be Ugra Media. I kind of like the way that Onrutech made the Sinai map. Myself.
Ugra Media. They need to come back and make another map.
Right.
Because they did an amazing job with Syria. That's one thing DCS taught me is that Syria is like is actually a beautiful country. Unfortunately, it's in a brutal civil war, but the country is beautiful, like geographically.
Yeah, some areas of it. Yeah, the rest of it's just
the
sand. Yeah. Otherwise,
well, the rest of it's a lot of people smoking 2-3 packs of cigarettes a day. Doing something sexy like having some chocolate.
I'm from northern Minnesota, so I'm kind of partial to, lots of trees.
Yeah, no,
stuff.
I am too, for sure. Like, I prefer grass over, like, Middle Eastern desert, but at least...
What if they brought out...
Syria isn't, like, entirely a desert. Like, the western part of Syria and like Lebanon and like Israel and Turkey and Jordan. Though that's a beautiful, like the Levant is what it's called. The Levant area it's a pretty nice area in the world.
Right.
What if they came out with an Mi-28?
I mean, it's just. it's just more, we already have modern Russian helicopters. It's just more modern shit.
Right.
I'd rather focus on something actually important, like 1950s aircraft, because that's what DCS needs.
Yeah,
they got that.
I hear you. They're getting too far off into the weeds.
Like a P-80 shooting star
of the high tech aircraft. I mean, sure, a lot of people like the F-84, but just give me the steam gauges. Make your freaking shit easier to learn.
Like, make a modern red jet. I won't fly it much because it's just I'm not a modern.
Yeah, what?
player.
Have you seen the HH-55?
No, I don't know what that
No.
The
is.
training helicopter from the Army. That's what the Army used, was the HH-55. It was if you Google it and check it out, it was like a trainer helicopter that the Army used. It looked like something from MASH, from like Korean War. But it was a commercial helicopter, like you could buy it commercially. It was used commercially. That'd be nice to have, for like learning how to fly helicopters in DCS. If they're making T-38 trainers for free.
Right.
I don't think we need any trainers. I want actual content that you can do PvP in.
You can run into people with a trainer.
Yeah, run into them, but I want to gun people and shoot them with missiles. Old crappy missiles, but I want guns and shit.
The only thing I'm coming up with is like the
Have you not flown the
S-55.
Saber?
I've never flown. Yeah, I know. I've never flown a Saber in DCS. I've flown it quite a bit in War Thunder, but I've never flown the Saber in DCS.
I mean, at DCS, man, those missiles they might go do whatever they want to go do.
You said it's an
DCS missiles
HH-55?
I think that's what
DCS
it was
missiles
called.
are so much more powerful than War
Let me see if I can
missiles.
find it. Yeah.
Like in War Thunder, you can flare rear aspect missiles and full afterburner. You can't really do that in DCS. Not even like against A9Bs.
Yeah, I got a lot of pictures of them using the UH-72 Lakota. But I don't know if that's...
Right.
I don't know. I Googled it. I was going to put a picture up, but I couldn't find what you were looking for. And then Red Leader here says that at the end of the day, DCS development will lag significantly behind its competition because of the level of fidelity. The largest part of the flight sim custom base doesn't care about clickable cockpits. That's kind of true. I mean, I like the clickable cockpits because a lot of it, then I don't have to keybind. A lot of the stupid shit, I can just reach over and click on it in the cockpit. If it's, certain things that are just, lights or whatever, then I don't have to keybind them.
What do you say? No, the DCS
and I don't
community
really
loves clicky shit. They love it.
Oh, I won't fuck with no flaming cliffs.
Right, but what he's just saying, I think, is they're too focused on the clicky cockpits and not focused enough on churning out more content.
Because that's what the
AKA
community
modules.
wants.
Right.
That's what the community wants. Like, unfortunately, I think the community is more to blame than ED or the DCS devs.
True statement.
I mean, it's a lot, man. There's a lot to that shit.
Like I say, the stupid shit like lights and stuff like that you don't need to have keybound. That's what I really like about the clickable cockpits. Otherwise, everything else it's still keybound that I use, on a regular basis. I ain't fumbling around to click to jettison my stores and shit like that. Through that, keep your hands on the sticks at that point.
I've got the MiG-21 weapon selector switch bound to the keyboard. Like I have everything bound to for the full fidelity planes I fly. I have pretty much everything. Like I don't click anything unless it's for startup.
Right.
Stupid
things like
that.
lights and stuff like that. I'm not gonna keybind. I'll just keybind it.
IL2 is doing Korea, but it's going to be just like the other stuff. Very few multiplayer servers.
Right.
I think there'll be something.
I think that'll infuse a lot of old and new players into the game again.
I'm very excited for IL2 Korea. Very excited for it.
I think the player base will grow dramatically, and to start with, it'll be the old player base that got bored with it.
And comes back.
I don't think IL2 Korea is releasing until spring 2026. That's my guess.
Well,
based off,
it's a lot, man. It's a lot of shit that's involved in it. Like
game development takes a long time, man.
And people just take shit for granted. You know what I mean? A lot of people take shit for granted. You know, I'm in VR in the front seat of an Apache, holding an imaginary fucking laser on an imaginary target, launching an imaginary fucking hellfire at it, and then watching it come in and hit the target in the little imaginary fucking TV screen in front of me.
Right.
You know, we couldn't do that. We couldn't do that years ago. So, I mean, where we're at today, man, people take that shit for granted. Like, oh, we want more. We want this. We want that.
Right.
Oh, this don't look real. And you hear them complain about it. You're like, I remember playing on a fucking 15-inch CRT monitor that took up 3/4 of my desk.
DCS
weighed like 80 pounds. Like I had to have my wife help me carry a fucking thing in there. It weighed so much.
Right. Well, hell.
Now I got a TV. I'm just saying. Now I've got I've got a 32-inch TV mounted on a corner mount in the wall, and it's hanging on the fucking wall. And we've come along, and it's just simple shit like that people take for granted.
Yep. That they do.
I'm not saying you guys are. I'm saying a lot generally. Like if you go to the chat, the Heat Blur chat, and look at the Cold War. It's no different than what was in Enigma, except now they're being super nice about it.
Right. Right.
It's just like, it's a fucking game, man. How can you all be... And they're the chatty Cathyest motherfuckers you've ever seen, man. You know what chatty Cathys are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like these dudes got the text is steadily going. Like 24/7 they're in there talking about something. It's amazing.
Right? Oh.
So yeah, CH47 release this Wednesday, man. It's gonna be fucking phenomenal. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I still think it's gonna be here. Even though Wags ain't putting out any videos on it. Because guess what? There ain't a lot to put out on videos on it. They ain't gonna have he doesn't have to teach anybody about the CMWS because that's not coming in at launch.
That's true.
I mean, figure out how meander your way through the fucking MFDs, dude.
Right.
You'll figure it out. Because all it's going to do is give you some flight data, and that's about it. To start with.
Maybe if it was delayed, they would say something by now.
I would.
Oh no, they delayed that shit last time, the day of the fucking release. Remember, on the F4.
Yeah, for the F4. Oh yeah, for the F4. Here, let me check my forums and see if there's any update on that.
I'm going to second guess myself. I'm going to change my answer. I think the Chinook will be released on time.
Yeah, I'm really not. I'm really not seeing it not get released on time. Like I say, let's see.
It's the 4th of July, man.
Yeah.
That's really fucking good. It's really good timing.
And they're really trying to kick their, July sale off.
Yeah.
So it look kind of bad for the sale.
A lot of if you got people watching, man, they the Apache was delayed, F4 delayed.
Yeah.
F-15 delayed.
Yep. I think.
Oh, that is old Cooter.
Yep.
Hey, Cooter, that mission that I got up in the server right now has a slot for you in it.
Cooter's thinking the LA7 is going to be here soon too.
Man, I'd rather have the Corsair first, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy. I hope the LA7 is released because, again, you. Oh my, that's a terrible stutter. You could definitely find some room for the LA7 in like a Korean war environment. Any pseudo Korean war environment plane is good. Like the F4U, like the War Thunder. So stupid. The F4 for DCS, it's the F4U1D. It's a pretty early variant of the F4. The Korean F4s were the F4U4s. We're getting the F4U1, but you could still. I mean, you can put a DCS, an F4U1 in a pseudo Korean environment, just like you could with the LA7.
Pseudo, like rooftop Koreans.
Like pseudo, like PSEUDO. Like
I know.
I'm not sure.
I was just using an excuse to use the word rooftop Koreans.
Yep. And then like Doug's saying, the F6F, the Hellcat. That's
the Hellcat.
That's in the works too. I mean, they got a lot of stuff in the works that just ain't here yet. And they're probably quite a ways off yet, and that's why we don't really hear a whole hell of a lot about them other than seeing them in a teaser trailer or something.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that we do not have enough documentation to make a Japanese Zero. Like the U.S. captured those in World War II. If anything, we have American documents.
Like I say,
fake Japanese.
Like I say, fake the funk. A lot of other games do it. You can too. It's okay, ED. If anybody from ED ever watches this 2-hour podcast and gets to this point.
Well, you got to remember.
Won't know the difference.
You got to remember, at Wright-Patterson at the U.S. Air Force Museum at Dayton, where we were all at last weekend, there is an A6M on display as well as a Nikkei, an N1K.
There you go.
The A6M in particular.
Go take your pictures and make
it. If they let you. You know what I mean? You got to come at them a certain way before they'll let you near that shit.
Right.
So you got to take 3D rendering photos. As you need a 3D taking photo camera.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that was the very one that they captured in 42 on the Aleutian Islands in Alaska that was upside down in the ice, and the pilot was frozen dead.
Mm.
And they got it running, and you know what I mean? They took it to Dayton, they got it running, and they figured out what it was about, because they didn't have a clue up until then.
Right.
So, and then there's one at the Chino Air Museum, West Coast. But those people are going to want money. To just go in there and do that. They aren't just going to let you do that.
So you make
it can't be that expensive.
Give them a $200 donation to the fucking museum. They ain't gonna charge the piss out of you. Yeah, they ain't gonna charge the piss out of you. Just give them a decent size, which I think $200 is pretty decent size for a donation. If they scoffed at $200, then they're not a nonprofit for donation entity. They think that they need profit.
That's what Heatblur did. They found a museum that had an F4, and they went in there and took a bunch of 3D printable photos.
Yeah.
3-dimensional photos of every angle of it to get their shit. So
give the
museum, they got to do the same thing with the.
Give the museum credit.
With something else.
Give the museum credit and props, and throw out a video and say, "Hey, you guys need to go visit this museum and check it out. It's freaking awesome." Yada yada yada. Free publicity,
right?
There's all sorts of ways you can do stuff like that, and it's just everybody thinks that they need to make $1 billion a quarter nowadays. That's the problem. You know.
Yeah,
To
but if
include
you've
these-
seen
to
if you
include
saw the photo
nonprofit
shoot,
organizations, you know,
if you saw
wow,
the photo shoot that Heatblur had for that F4, they had a bunch of lights set up.
Yeah.
They had to have the lighting just right. I mean, to get the right kind of photo. But yet the F4 cockpit's dark as fuck.
right, it always is. All their
So, and
modules
I
are,
can see that now.
all the fucking modules are dark as fuck.
Yeah,
So-
it should be good if that module does come out, man. It's gonna be fun.
Right?
And so this dude says you go out hunting people cold claws. His name's Tornado Killer. He flies around with mittens. I know you know mittens.
Yeah,
Yeah, you probably killed that dude about 30 fucking times, haven't you?
probably. Yeah.
He's killed us about 30 times, so he's got to have killed Mittens. and
Yeah,
freaking
each.
Tornado
So,
Killer. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right. So Tornado Killer is Mittens' buddy. He said you go out hunting people, so now you got a reason to go hunting.
That's PvP, right? Go hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep,
he's anything goes.
Hmm?
Right. It's just like parking your car on the street. First come, first serve. It's a street.
Right? No, I ain't gonna.
I mean, you know, you gotta argue with the neighbor like I was here first. Fuck off.
Right?
Don't try that I park here all the time bullshit. Just living in the hood, man. That's shit conversations you have to have.
Living in the hood. All right. Well, with that being said, I think we've had a long enough stream here. What's everybody else thinking? What's everybody else kind of think of our weird little format here, where we just kind of throw up the Discord channel and freaking throw our stupid faces on here and talk?
I kind of
Let us know
think
in the
that'll
comments.
setting up.
Say again.
I said
I like it.
suck at setting up cameras.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean,
I've been trying to get my desktop computer set up for the whole stream.
right.
Well,
right.
and, you know, we were just talking
It
about
happens.
hot, not real hot topics. I mean, the Razbam topic is kind of old.
Yeah.
But
I didn't want to
talking about
touch.
the
I
Chinook.
didn't even want to touch on that, to be honest with you. You know, because it's
Yeah, because that's a whole other podcast.
Anything to do with Razbam and ED is just all speculation. You know, it's
Yep.
he said, she said bullshit, and then speculation from whatever anybody else is freaking putting out there for content. You know, so it's like we don't know the story. We don't, and we
Well, and
shouldn't even
100% of the
we shouldn't even
information's
delve
gonna be
into it.
biased.
You know, we
100%
shouldn't
of
even
the
delve into
information
it.
is going to be biased because you got people
And
working
then,
for Razbam and you got people working for Eagle
Right.
Dynamics, and you're getting two sides of a story from one side perspectives.
Yeah, yeah.
We need Judge Wapner.
Yeah, we don't
Judge
need that.
Wapner would settle it.
We don't need to do speculation when it comes to, you know, business end of ED
You
and
need to
stuff.
cue the People's Court music. Do. Nobody caught the Judge Wapner comment?
Very
Come
true,
on,
Cooter.
man.
Very true, Cooter. Oh yeah. See, if I was on the ball, I'd have all sorts of little fucking soundboard shit set up so I could just fucking play it right from here, and maybe someday I'll get that kind of stuff set up, but for now,
Right, Streaker
We're
6.
just-
Streaker
we're
6
just
gets
generic.
to be Doug Llewellyn.
yes, we
Dun, dun.
Oh boy. Go talk to the people out in the hall after their court case is done. Oh, what do you think of this outcome?
Okay, Eagle Dynamics. It really didn't turn out good for you. And then fucking Razbam comes out.
Yeah.
We got what we wanted. We just wanted our money.
Guilty.
We just wanted our money. Oh shit.
What would that case name be, though? What would the case name be?
Hmm.
The plaintiff.
Oh,
Well,
the
depends on
defendant.
who takes the case. if Razband makes the case, then it'd be Razband v Eagle Dynamics and vice versa.
It'd be,
Or you could, or what about Judge Joe Brown?
it'd be Eagle versus Eagle. You got the F-15
Judge Joe Brown would
Eagle
sell it.
versus Strike Eagle versus Eagle Dynamics. Eagle versus Eagle. Who's gonna win?
It's tough it didn't work out.
I know it.
You know, the F-15 looked really good.
I was super excited about it. Like, I can strap that thing to the teeth with AMRAMs. If there's no friendlies out in front of me, but I know there's enemies, just rip off all of my AMRAMs and then go back home.
All I have to say is at the end of the day, eventually they're going to get everything worked out. The F-15 Eagle and all the other products from Razbam will be just fine and continue on their own merry little way. And if not, any of those of us that have any Eagle or Razbam products will get a frickin' in-store credit refund on them. And then they'll just get taken off.
I'm probably
Which is why I think the Chinook got stepped up.
Either way, it's. I don't think this Chinook got stepped up. I don't.
I'm probably I'm going to be spending the rest of my life flying the MiG-21 and the Su-27.
Yeah, pretty
Old
much.
ass mod.
Yeah, we can see you doing that.
Right, that's pretty much what you've been. What about the Fago?
We could see ourselves flying nothing but the Huey, really, to be honest with you.
What about the MiG-15?
Unless they make like 50s like a very popular scenario, I'm never touching the MiG-15 again because like I don't want to fight these like side aspect like missiles or chasing down F4s. It's just annoying, and like the map is like too big. I mean, MiG-15 is not fun to fly on current ECW because the missiles are so much better than they were like a year and a half ago now.
What about the MiG-19?
I trialed the F-15 or the MiG-15. I thought it was pretty fun to fly.
Yeah, I trialed it once too, man. It was nice.
On Enigmas, getting my
I think
shot down all the time. I thought it was
better
fun.
than any of the computers and the modules he flies.
I mean, and he's come at me several times and shot me down several times with the MiG-15.
Right.
So you're pretty good with it. I'm just saying, what about the MiG-19? It carries two R60s.
I don't like the MiG-19. I have it, but I've only flown it like twice. I hate it. The rudder is useless. I don't like the MiG-19. I just don't like it.
Right on. Well,
I don't know why Enigma likes that plane so much. I personally hate it.
I like shooting it down.
I've never tried that one yet. One of these days I'll take it on a.
Neither have I. I'm thinking about. It's supposed to turn. He said pretty much how it does. It doesn't like to turn, just like the MiG-23.
Right.
No, the MiG-19 turns very well. It does. It's just like, but the thing is, it can't. I mean, its rudder sucks. I mean, it can only do like right fight.
I know. I fought fucking Von Grube in it. He turns really good in that bitch.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you can't do a very good rudder kick in it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you can't scissor very well. Like it can't one circle, but it two circle very well, but it can't one circle. Versus the MiG-21 can do both.
Mm.
And I mean, the MiG-21 can one circle, it can two circle. It's faster. It carries more missiles. I mean, it's just MiG-21 is great. It's a great plane. You all should get it.
Maybe someday.
I got the F4, man. I good. Yeah. Hit him with the SpongeBob with the magic conch shell response. Maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
Oh, the F4 is really good.
Magic conch shell will ever get married.
You guys got to
maybe someday.
The cage bore sight mode in the F4, and you can just. I flew the F4 on Enigmas on ECW. On Enigmas, I spared so many MiGs across the mouth with the cage bore sight aspect thing, and very few F4s use that.
I know. I've been saying that. You got to cage a sparrow.
Yeah, no, it's
Like the
very
fucking
powerful.
Wizzo, the
The
Wizzo
F4 very
is useless.
Yeah,
The Peripherals
yeah.
are not useless at all. They're
But you
most of
gotta
my
get the
kills.
M's. The M's
The
are
M and
green
the F
all the
are
way
like the
across the
same
board.
thing. They're the same missile basically.
Yeah. It doesn't. I don't know. I pretty much hate all Fox ones, to be honest with you, because everybody always breaks my fucking radar lock, so they're kind of worthless regardless. It's very rare I ever hit anybody with a Fox one.
Yeah, I like the Atakas.
Well, and the fact that with your Fox ones, like if they shoot a missile at you, you just about have no choice but to defend, and you guys are both just wasting missiles.
Right.
I mean, you gotta fly high and fast, and then like,
And then you don't have time to descend, and you get
But-
smoked out of the air.
Shyster level.
But everybody
No,
likes,
it's-
but everybody wants to fly low and slow.
The,
So you,
idiots.
so
Shyster.
you gotta drop down from 30,000 feet down to 2,000 feet just to get at them. You know.
That's an old timey word right there.
Bro, I am like,
Cooter said
I'm
they're at
really good at
shyster
Fox
level.
1 in the Suit 27. Like,
Right.
I'm pretty good. Like, you guys have seen me on contention. Like,
Yeah, you
it's-
nabbed me right in the face with one once. I thought I was gonna get away from it.
Like, what you do, you climb really high and fast. Like, and then and then you fire your missile. But like, your missile will hit first. So you just crank to the gimbal limits and you dive. And he either has to turn cold, and at that point, like, he's cold and your nose on, and there's like nothing you can do. You can just run him down, and as soon as he turns in, you just fire. Like, it's definitely doable to just like kill someone in Fox 1. It's not like Fox 3 where you could actually just keep firing missiles and just go cold and never have to commit to a fight.
Right. Well,
in Fox 1,
where the
Getting
Tomcat's
kills.
concerned, they changed that up on the AIM-54s. On the Phoenixes, you got to wait. The seeker head don't go active until it's something like 15 seconds out from target. 15-20 seconds. So you got to keep them locked until it's about 15 seconds, I do believe, from impact, and then it goes pitbull. You can't just fire and forget with a AIM-54. The Tomcat, at least.
I don't know anything but the Tomcat.
Yeah. I mean, originally when it first came
Let
out,
alone
you
before.
could just fire and forget. But then you have
Oh, the original thing was freaking broken. It was broken as fuck. It took them a while to fix it.
right.
It was a mess.
So now, like I say, I think it's like 15 seconds. It might even be less. It might be more like 8 or 10 seconds out, you know? But you got to hold lock. You got to hold lock. And it was pretty funny because I was on contention and there were a couple of F-16s messing with some blue players. And I was about 60 miles out and fucking had them on TWS. Fucking fired off those fucking missiles and just kept them locked the entire time that they were fucking around with the other guys. And by the time they killed my blue players, which they did, then my missiles were deciding to go active and kill them. So that was very heartwarming for me to get both of them.
I think the AIM-120s, if you don't have a radar lock and you fire them off the rails, they immediately go pitbull, don't they?
The 120s?
Yeah.
Is that what he said? I don't think so. I
They
think
don't
they're
go
kind of
pitbull immediately.
yeah. I think they're the same as
They don't
the AIM-54s. You got to hold them until they get a certain distance away from the intended target before
No,
they go pitbull.
If you don't have a radar lock at all,
can set-
like period, you just
you can
launch
set the
off the rail without a
AIM-120
lock.
You can set the AIM-120 active at any range. It's just
Yes.
if you
yeah.
send it active super early, it'll hurt the missiles like battery and stuff.
Right. And you can do that with the AIM-54s too. With the Phoenixes, you can set those pitbull right off the bat if you wanted to.
Yeah, and palm mode.
I think that's I don't think that's PAL for the AIM-54s. I think what it is you got to switch up that little fucking red switch off to the side there, whatever that's called again. uh,
I'll be back
like
anytime to
arm
drink.
mode or
Good podcast though, man.
Yeah, Roger that. I think I'm going to end the podcast right here, though, and then we can just sit around bullshit.
Same. Oh yeah. All right. Good night, everyone.
All right, have a good night, all, and thanks for watching. And we'll see if we can set up a regularly scheduled time for this, and kind of get it back on track and make it even more interesting from here on out. You know what I mean? We'll just keep working on it until it gets better and more interesting. So thanks again. And thank you, Doug. You've been here like pretty much the entire time. And
Cooter,
so
you're looking out.
And Cooter. And
I reset the server, Cooter. So by all means.
All right. Roger that.